Hey y'all, it's me Jasmine. You're watching Simple Cover, where I do music commentary, analysis, and interviews with artists. In today's video, as you can see by the title and the thumbnail, is about Saweetie, the Icy girl herself. I'm really excited for this video because Saweetie was the first artist I thought of when developing this Curious Case of series, which will be a series outlining rise to fames and artists that I just find to be interesting. Let's get into the video. Saweetie, like many rappers who blew up during the 2010s, went viral online with her eventual hit single Icy Girl. Before the release of Icy Girl, she posted various car freestyles on her Instagram page. In her interview with Radio 1 DC, she mentioned that she had been rapping and writing poetry since the age of 14, and that music had always been a passion. Her parents pushed her to pursue a college education, which resulted in her receiving her bachelor's in communications from the University of Southern California. After finishing college, she decided to pursue music full-time. Icy Girl first debuted on SoundCloud in 2017. Icy Girl was a remix of Kaya's My Neck, My Back. According to Saweetie, being icy means being a bossed-up, independent woman. Icy Girl is currently sitting at 130 million views at the filming of this video. This caught the attention of Max Goose, a well-known A&R executive and her current manager. Goose has worked with many big-name artists such as Solange, Kelly Rowland, Beyonce, Ron Isley, YG, and Ty Dolla $ign. In February 2018, Saweetie was signed to Warner Records. In March 2018, she released her debut EP, High Maintenance, with tracks like Band, Respect, Good Good, and Icy Girl. Her image was presented as California bougie but down to earth. In her interview with Heavy Hitters, she described High Maintenance as,
so obviously I'm high maintenance, manicures and pedicures, I'm always tip top. But you know, like, I think of myself as a very traditional person when it comes to like my relationships with people. So it's like I'm high maintenance with like my friends, my family. I nurture and I care for them. I'm high maintenance with my soul. I pray a lot. I'm high maintenance with my body because I eat good, etc., etc.
Commercially, the High Maintenance EP peaked at 32 on the Billboard US R&B and hip hop album sales chart. About a year later, as a follow-up to High Maintenance, the EP, she released the Icy EP. In her iHeartRadio interview at the time, she described both High Maintenance and Icy Girl being reflective as her style as a rapper, but that the Icy EP would be less experimental than her debut EP. The Icy EP itself features a couple of singing elements. It also features production from Murder Beats, Buddha Bless, and London tracks. Tracks like Emotional, My Type, and Tiptoes are on the project. The EP itself relied heavily on the success of My Type, a song which sampled Petey Pablo's 2003 hit Freak League. The subsequent success of My Type also spawned a remix with City Girls and Jhené Aiko. Into 2020, Saweetie started her Icy Life series on her YouTube channel, where she documented her day-to-day as a rapper. The Icy Life series features Saweetie at New York Fashion Week, her trip to Miami, and behind-the-scenes footage from various music videos. Also, in April, she started promoting her debut album, Pretty Bitch Music, with various tweets and pictures. Tap In, Best Friend, Back to the Streets, Fast, and Closer were some of the lead singles that came out during 2020 and 2021 in order for the upcoming album's rollout. In June 2020, she released Tap In. Tap In itself is a new take on Too Short's Bay Area classic Blow the Whistle. Tap In was extremely successful and is now certified platinum and is currently sitting at 53 million views on YouTube. With these releases, both fans and music critics both praised and questioned her abilities as a rapper. One, due to the song being infectious and just overall being something that you can use in TikToks and videos and short form content, but also questioned her abilities due to her reliance on samples. Going back to Icy Girl and My Type, both relied on 2000s rap samples that people already knew and loved. However, Saweetie defended herself in an interview with Fast Company, saying, "My specialty is being able to have an ear for a beat that would sound good, and if I flipped it or if I sampled it. Hip hop is built on samples." She also mentioned further in an interview that she caters both to radio and fans by rapping over beats with no hooks or bridges, strictly bars. Tap In also was highly controversial in some music communities due to it allowing for the resurgence of producer Dr. Luke, whose career came at a standstill after singer-songwriter songwriter Kesha accused him of SA. In an interview defending herself, Saweetie mentioned that she had already had the songs Tap In and Best Friend in a contract deal, both of which songs that Dr. Luke produced. And then later said in a later interview that she would probably no longer be working with him because of her character and she likes to stay away from controversy. In July 2020, she dropped the Pretty Bitch freestyle for fans who had been waiting on Pretty Bitch Music, the album. In this song, she talks about her growth as an artist, her popularity overall on social media, and just what's next and her gratitude for her fame and overall rise. In October 2020, she dropped Back to the Streets featuring Jhené Aiko, which was received well by the general public and seemed to be well suited to her sound and skill as an artist. In December 2020, Warner Records released Saweetie's lead single for Pretty Bitch Music, the album, Best Friend, featuring Doja Cat, a month early on streaming services, and she remarked in a series of tweets saying that she felt disrespected by her own label. However, this was not a misstep on Warner's part. The song catapulted into success winter, spring, and summer of 2021 due to its popularity, its catchy and cute visuals, TikTok, and the overall success of Doja Cat at the time. Saweetie seemed to be hitting all the right spots on the viral and music angle, yet her team or her didn't capitalize off this moment to begin to promote and begin a rollout for her debut album. To put this into perspective, Best Friend is Saweetie's first top 40 debut. The song later peaked at 29 on the US Billboard Hot 100. The video is currently sitting at 243 million views as of December 2022. Then there was this shaky Triller performance. In this Triller performance, Saweetie performed Tap In and Best Friend alongside Doja Cat. I won't go too much into this performance because it's not necessarily the focus of this video, but just know it was very awkward and kind of odd, and it showed Saweetie's lack of stage presence. Also in April 2021, she released Pretty Girl Summer, which was a collaboration project among Saweetie and a couple of new artists coming out of California. It featured a couple of different music videos, my favorite one being Risky. And in my opinion, as someone who likes to listen to Saweetie, it was a step in the right direction artistically. In an Apple Music interview, she mentioned that she was currently in an artist development camp where she was working on areas that she struggled on as an artist, as far as breath control, choreo, and stamina on stage. If you thought the Triller performance was bad, ooh, girl, look at the SNL performance. Moving on. The Single Life is where we see Saweetie in 2022. This project came out about a month ago on November 18th, and the project was highly anticipated after Saweetie performed Don't Say Nothing, I really want to do that, at Rolling Loud Miami this year. With the recent controversy of her high-profile relationship with Quavo and their public split, people were waiting to hear her take on the situation, to what ended the relationship with Quavo. With all eyes on Saweetie, it seemed to be perfect timing to appeal to music audiences and media. By the time the EP came out in November, the hype had died down, even after the messy Carisha Please interview and the shout out on Quavo and Takeoff's most recent project and Messy that many people thought was about her. The EP itself features 6 tracks: Don't Say Nothing, Boss Chick, PUSSY, standing for Powerful, Utopia, Supreme, Sacred, and Yummy. And no, I'm not lying. Look it up on Spotify or Apple Music. Handle My Truth, Memorable, and Reception. For a little short review of how I thought this EP was, I wish I could have seen my reaction, but I listened to this EP in preparation for this video. Don't Say Nothing went on too long, but it was cute. The snippet was better, and I usually don't listen to snippets. Boss Chick itself was a step in the right direction and featured Saweetie's signature West Coast sound that she tends to sound better on, but she tends to not do a lot. I won't say much about PUSSY other than the fact that they let her sample Juicy, like the classic from M-Tomb, and no. Handle My Truth, Memorable was not memorable. No Reception was more vulnerable than her usual songs. However, the singing killed the song, and overall there was no promo and rollout. Now, we've seen lots of artists in the past years do the no promo rollout, but you have to be on a certain level to do that. Because even as someone who regularly listens to Saweetie's music, I check for her new releases. I even follow her. I did not know about this project until 3 days before it came out. Off the this will release Friday. It was really no real rollout or real mention of it. And I won't go into the whole sales thing I don't really do that here on this channel. But going through Saweetie's career, as we just did throughout this video, here are some of my final thoughts about Saweetie. The first point that I wanted to bring up is Pretty Bitch music gonna be any good? I don't know if it's a question of is Pretty Bitch music gonna be any good. It's more of a question of will we ever get the album. I don't think it's a situation where it's shelved, but she seems to be talking about in interviews is like it's not right yet, or that they want to take their time, but it's been 5 years and there's no reason to rush artists. But at the same time, most of her contemporaries have came out, and I did not mention any other female rappers throughout this video because I didn't feel like that was poignant enough to the discussion that we're having. But I do feel that, you know, no, like she doesn't have an artistic identity because we don't know what a Saweetie album sounds like. Like we've gotten EPs here and there and floating off viral singles based on samples. Now here's the final thoughts as Saweetie's problems as an artist, in my honest opinion. Poor artist development. Now labels tend to feature artists who are social media popping, and artists tend to have to build up their own audience for labels to even look at them. And now this is not even a discussion about the label thing, that's a whole nother video. But Saweetie seemed to have everything right that they asked for in the industry. However, as an artist, she sucks, like on an artistic level. While she is responsive to critics and she does take criticism well, I feel like, in public and just overall trying to learn, she has yet to improve on her weaknesses as an artist, which we mentioned throughout the video. Stage performance, breath control, lyrical content. And I wrote lyrical content down. I'm not saying she needs to be as lyrical as the wordsmiths of rap, but the content is seemingly basic. Then I would say, going back to the 5 years in the game part, 5 years in the game, has been able to be mainstream, signed to Warner Records, one of the big four in the industry, but she lacks artistic identity. Like, we as a GP know who Saweetie is, and we know that she posts and that she's marketable, but we don't really care about the music unless it's like a little 1-2 bop. Most artists of her caliber, even artists just in the female rap field, whether they're as big as her or they're not, we all know a signature song by them. But all the signature songs we know by Saweetie are completely sampled, and it's not like in the 90s or Bad Boy when they used to take samples and make them something new. Saweetie just kind of gets on the sample and then rides off of that. The things that she did well were mainly due to nostalgia, but when she is highlighted as an artist, and things that I do think she gets right is having Cali influences and being able to be extremely marketable, but that just needs to be used to her advantage, which, with her leaving behind what makes her unique in a field where we're getting new rappers every day, was the Cali influence, but she seems to take that back. And the overall repetitiveness of her music, like how many times do we want to hear the Icy Girl thing? I can understand why people who don't listen to Saweetie, like they've heard a couple songs but they're not really into it, would say, well, she kind of just talks about the same thing, and most rappers tend to, but with Saweetie it's just very one note and not experimental. So where does that leave us? I don't necessarily know. This is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. You are watching Simply Clever. Bye.